My God, what a mess, what a mess. It's your boy Heaven Hollywood. Welcome to Good Evening America. Good Evening America instead of Good Evening America. This is a mess. Holly weird, Holly weird, Holly weird. So let's get right into it because we got two stories that is just a big mess going on. And everybody's talking about these are the two biggest stories right now in Hollywood. All right. So we're going to start off with Good Morning America. Good Morning America. So as you know, the hosts of the show, T.J. Holmes and Amy Robach. Now, T.J. Holmes is married to Marley Feibig, right? And Robach, was married to, I believe his name was, Randy Shue? Andrew Shue. All right, so Andrew Shue, is the husband of Amy Robach. So this weekend, Amy Robach and T.J. Holmes, after months and months of a rumored affair, they were seen out, I believe it was in Disney World, and they were getting all close and all caught up now. And that pretty much blew the affair out the water. Now, according to my sources, this has been going on open for a while because Amy is almost divorced. Okay? This was more of a surprise to TJ's wife because according to a source, Mary Lee thought that her and TJ were working to reconcile, were working on things. While this affair probably started when Amy and her husband was still together, or Amy and Andrew were still together. But their divorce is nearly finalized. All right? And Andrew Shue, he's from Melrose Place. Now, he moved out this summer. A source said they constantly had problems over the years and they just finally broke up. Now, Amy Robach and Andrew Shue tied the knot in 2010. It was 2 years after the divorce. Now, she was married before that. She married Tim McIntosh. All right. She had 2 teenage daughters by him. All right. And TJ also got married to Mary Lee Feibig in 2010. Now, TJ Holmes and Mary Lee, they share daughter Sabine with Feibig, who's an immigration lawyer. Right. He also has 2 other children, Brianna and Jaden, and that's with ex-wife Amy Ferguson. So this blew the roof off of Good Morning America. And then these two had to come back to the show. They had to come back to the show the next morning. And, I heard that T.J. Holmes was like, oh, man, so what a great week. I just wanted this week to keep going and going, sarcastically. So they were all smiles. So it looks as though this was something that was going on, but the world didn't know it. A lot of people got, just judging by the way they act on air. But you can never really tell with these shows, with these talk shows, because remember all the years that Regis and Kathy Lee were doing the show when she was married to Frank Gifford, and Regis had his own wife, but everybody swore they were messing around. Then Regis and Kelly, they used to kiss on the mouth all the time, right? Then there was rumors when Michael Strahan came in, there was big rumors that him and Kelly Ripa was messing around. That's why she was so hurt when he left. There was rumors that she was sleeping with Michael Strahan. So there's always these talks when there's these morning show hosts because they spend way more time together than they do with their spouse. So these two were messing around for a few months. Some people even say, another source I spoke to said it's been going on probably over a year. All right, so That's the story on those two. I think G is going to do a deep dive, so I'm going to leave that for her. Um, so how do you think this relationship is going to end? Do you think these two are going to stay together? They got together by cheating on their spouse. So what's going to happen if TJ or Amy leave the show and then there's another co-host that comes in? You think TJ will cheat first or Amy's going to cheat first? Who do you think is going to cheat first? Let me know what you think of that. Two co-hosts leaving their spouses and cheating with each other. It really happens way more than people think. You know, on these shows and stuff, these talk shows, ESPN and these morning talk shows, and I'm sure soap operas where they got, you know, soap opera wives and husbands that they have to kiss every single day, probably kiss them way more than they kiss their regular spouse. So it happens way more than what you think. But let me know down in the comments what you think of TJ and Amy's new relationship. Moving on to Chris Paul and Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. Before he got suspended from Twitter once again, he put a tweet out there and said, let me shake the room, you know, one more time before I leave or sometime before I go. I caught Kim with this man. He put up a picture of Chris Paul. And everybody's running with it. Everybody's saying, oh, Chris Paul smashed Kim Kardashian and Kanye West told everyone. Look, let me just touch on this. Chris Paul, okay, is a married man, right? Chris Paul is a married man. Now, I know in Hollywood or entertainment, especially with athletes, that doesn't matter a lot of times. However, I don't think that Chris Paul has ever been mentioned, okay? He's never been mentioned in any scandals. Now, he married his wife in 2011. That's Jada Crawley. So he's been married since 2011. All right? So for Kanye West to come out and say he once caught Kim with this guy, and then a lot of people are putting out the footage of Chris Paul and Kim Kardashian at an event. I believe that event was 2012. And Chris is there, Common is there, Kim and Chris Paul's wife. So at that time, Kanye West wasn't even with Kim Kardashian yet. So if that's the picture, that's cap. If that's the picture, people are going to say, oh, see, here they are together. And if you notice that Chris Paul's wife was there, right? She was standing next to Kim. But what people are doing is, what these other blogs are doing is cropping out Chris's wife. So it looks like it's just Kim talking to Chris Paul. Dirty, dirty coverage. All right, I'm going to say this. Why is it that because Kanye West said that Kim was caught with Chris Paul, why is it because it's Kim Kardashian, we automatically believe it? All right? Without giving Chris Paul, who's never been in any cheating scandal whatsoever. I don't want to hear about all this, oh, I heard that my cousin's friend's niece, he flew her out. Trust me, when he's on the road, he is single. There has been no proof of that whatsoever. And I also don't want to hear people, oh, I know Kanye's not a liar. Well, wait a minute now. Just a couple of months ago when he was on Drink Champs, and I made the video, you can go back and check in the comments. I made the video of him saying Rihanna slept with Meek Mill. What was it? Mostly 70% of the people in the comments saying, oh, Kanye's a liar. Don't believe Kanye. Rihanna ain't slept with no Meek Mill. So why was Kanye a liar when he said Rihanna slept with Meek Mill, but he's not a liar when he says Kim slept with Chris Paul? So we don't give Chris Paul any benefit of the doubt whatsoever. We don't give Chris Paul any benefit of the doubt. We've never heard this before. Now, all of a sudden, Kanye comes out and says in one of his rants, and we don't believe Chris Paul. And when people, oh, he hasn't said anything. So this man is an NBA basketball player. Chris Paul doesn't really come online that much anyway. He doesn't say much online anyway. I mean, this is ridiculous. If she did sleep with Chris Paul, if they're talking about that picture or that video, well, that was before she was married to Kanye West. That was 2012. I don't think she married Kanye West in 2014, 2013 or 14. Somewhere in there. So she wasn't even married to Kanye West at that time. I believe Chris Paul was married. I believe he got married in 2011. I think that event was from 2012. But my thing is, why doesn't Chris Paul get the benefit of the doubt? And again, we've never heard of Chris Paul in any sort of marriage scandal. And now Kanye West is out here trying to ruin Chris Paul's life. Because if you caught her with Chris Paul, why in the hell did you break up with her and blow it up then? And when the people that say, oh, Kanye, the one thing he do is he won't lie. Well, he just recently lied on A$AP Rocky and then came back. He said A$AP Rocky smashed some Asian artist and then came back and said, oh, my bad. No, he didn't. He lied and said that Meek Mill smashed Kim Kardashian or Kim cheated with Meek Mill. Meek Mill denied it. Kim denied it. All right, so where's the proof? You just dragging this married man who hasn't gotten into any trouble, has kept his nose clean. And now just because Kanye says it and you want to believe it because you think you're making Kim look bad, but you're really making Kanye look bad. Kanye's making himself look like a sucker. Because if you caught your wife screwing Meek Mill, screwing Chris Paul, screwing all these men, but you stayed with her, you look like the sucker, my friend, not Kim. Let me know down in the comments what you think. You know, I mean, I think it's unfair that we just say, oh, yeah, that happened because Kanye don't lie. But then when he says Rihanna slept with Meek Mill, all of a sudden, oh, Kanye's a liar. You can't have it both ways. Let me know in the comments what you think. It's your boy Heaven Hollywood for the IE Network.